Okay, the first question here says, menstrual bleeding is the result of the uterus shedding its lining. Myth or fact? Oh man, see? I already, okay. I I think I heard some shedding at one point. I'm gonna say fact for that one.
That is a fact.
I'm gonna say fact.
That is a fact.
And then second question is, menstrual blood is not just blood, it's also made up of tissue. Oh man, okay. Menstrual blood is not just blood. Huh. I must say fact for that one. I'm gonna say fact for that one.
I believe that is also a fact.
I'm going to say that's a myth.
Whew. I would say I believe it's a fact. I don't know if it's a fact, but I believe it's a fact.
Soaking through a pad or a tampon during a period is usually a sign of heavy menstrual bleeding. I'm gonna say myth for that one. I'm gonna say myth for that one.
I'm gonna guess and say fact on that one.
I believe that is a fact.
It makes sense, I guess. So your soaking through the pad is heavy menstrual bleeding. Yeah, I think that's a fact.
Heavy bleeding only happens to women who have given birth. Oh, I'm gonna say myth for that one. Yeah, that one I'm gonna say myth.
I'm gonna say that's a myth.
That is a myth.
You can have heavy bleeding, I guess, if there's something wrong. I mean, I'm sure it's the human body. I'm sure a lot of things could go wrong down there and would influence heavier bleeding that you should take note of because it may be a sign. I'm not a doctor.
Women and girls who live together may get their periods at the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna say fact for that one.
That is a fact.
I'm gonna say that's a fact.
Fact.
The next question is, women shouldn't exercise or do strenuous activities while on their period. I'm gonna say myth for that one. I'm gonna say myth.
I'm gonna call that one a myth. Yeah.
I think you should be able to exercise while you're on your period. I think that's a myth. I think you should be able to exercise. I mean, you might be limited in what you could do.
I think they should. Based on what I've heard from a lot of women, it helps a lot. The flow and so on. It helps to kind of relieve some of the pain. So I believe that they should.
A normal menstrual period can be as short as 2 days or as long as 7 days. Man, I've always heard that was 5 days. I always heard that a period could last 5 days. I don't know if I ever heard it last 2 days. I don't know if I heard that before. But I also never heard anybody say 7 days neither. So I don't know. I'm gonna say 2 days? I've never heard 2 days. I've never heard that. I'm gonna say myth for that one. I've never heard 2 days or 7 days. I don't know. I've never heard that.
A 2-day period? Probably is a fact.
I'm gonna say fact on that one.
That is also a fact.
You can't get pregnant during your period. Okay. So that one is tricky because I heard that it depends. It depends on when the intercourse happened and when it didn't. And sometimes I'm gonna say fact for that one. I'm gonna say no, my bad. I'm saying no, my bad. I mean say myth. I'm saying you can get pregnant during your period.
That's a myth.
That is a myth. I think.
Heavy menstrual bleeding is no cause for concern. Heavy. I mean, I know I've always heard like first day is kind of heavy. No, I think it depends on who you are. Sometimes I heard like the second day could be heavy. but I've never heard anybody say that they were scared that it was heavy. I always felt like it was like they knew that it was gonna be heavy. So I'm gonna say fact for that one.
I'm gonna say myth on that one.
That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. Because usually if it's very heavy for a long period of time, it could be something else. So I think that's a myth because it can be something a little deeper than just a period. But then it's relative because what is heavy for one may not be heavy for another. So that is a myth.
But I mean, that had to be a myth. Any kind of bleeding, heavy bleeding, is cause for concern. So I would say that is a myth.
And then PMS is not a real syndrome. I feel like when people mention PMS, people get upset. You know what I'm saying? Like women, when you talk about PMS, women get upset. So I'm just gonna assume that it's probably a myth, because if people get upset, it probably means that it's probably not a real thing. So I'm just gonna say myth for that one.
I'm gonna go fact on that one.
That I mean, I don't know.
Women like to believe that this is a myth, but it is a big fact.
What does I don't know what PMS stands for. I don't know what it stands for. I don't know what PMS stands for. Wait. Maybe maybe post-menstrual syndrome? No? I don't know. Okay, then forget it. I don't know what it stands for. I don't know.
I'm actually not sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah. PMS stands. Wow. Why am I doubting what PMS stands for? Wow. What is PMS? Okay, mensch. I don't know what PMS stands for. This is weird, boy. Why don't I know what PMS stands for? So like I hear PMS all the time, but I don't know what it means. I kind of embarrassed. What does it mean? Okay, I don't know what PMS stands for. I don't know officially what PMS stands for. So I'm open to learning what it means.
I think it's premenstrual syndrome. I believe it's premenstrual syndrome. I could be wrong, but it kind of happens before the period comes. So I think that's where the pre come from. But it's either premenstrual syndrome or premenstrual stress.
Period is not a taboo.
Period is not a taboo. It is not.
So, period, it's not a taboo.
Period is not a taboo.
So I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I'm glad I did it because again, it was, like I said, although it may not necessarily be quote unquote comfortable for men, it is a conversation that we need to have. We can't like, oh my God, like it's 2020. If we sit out here talking about all these other issues, talking about something that affects literally so many people that's important to us, we can put on our big boy pants and have these kind of conversations.